Hi guys, Nighthawk here. I just wanted to make a basic video for you guys in the community that have asked to say, hey, what does it take to stream and what kind of software should I use? And today I'm just going to do a basic quick video, try to keep it quick as I can for you on OBS Studio. So OBS Studio is one of the most used broadcasting softwares out there. You're going to stream to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Mixer. There's quite a few different streaming services you can use. So first thing you want to do is you want to open up internet browser, go to obsproject.com, go there. Most of you guys are going to have Windows. So you're going to click this Windows. It's going to download the program down here in the bottom left if you're using Chrome. When you click this and open it, if it's your first time, you may have to download a couple of Microsoft C++ redistributable packages. There's one for 64 and 32. Just download them both. And once they're finished downloading, come back and click this little button over here again, and it will start the process. So once you get OBS Studio downloaded, this is what the program is going to look like. And where you want to start with is go to the bottom right here to settings, and you're going to have all these different settings tabs. So as far as general, choose the appropriate language. Most of you guys are probably going to be English, but that should be the only thing that you would have to change. If you have a different native language, you want to change it, do that. They offer quite a few here, but most of you guys are going to stick with English. So the next tab is going to be what they call the stream tab. And this is a very important tab. This should default to streaming services, but if it doesn't, make sure you are on streaming services. And then under service, you're going to have a couple different, actually a few different windows here. So you're going to have Twitch, YouTube, Mixer. Mixer offers a couple actually. So have you ever been in a Mixer stream and you've seen somebody react in chat like instantly, that they're using what's called the faster than light service? And that's actually what I use for my channel. But you've got RTMP. So RTMP is very similar to Twitch's service. So that's where you're going to get like the 10 to 30 second delay from when you say type something in chat. By the time the streamer will respond, it takes a little bit. So in my case, I'm going to use Mixer FTL. Now, if you use Twitch, Twitch actually has a lot of different servers that you can choose from. So what the server basically does is this is the server that you're going to broadcast to, and then it's going to hit this server and then broadcast to the web. And so for Twitch, you can see that they have quite a few servers all around the world. Whereas if you go to Mixer, you're only going to see a select few. And that's mainly because Twitch is just a bigger platform than Mixer. But what I would recommend is play around with these different servers. You could always use auto recommended, but I don't know. For me, I do better if I like choose Washington, DC. That's what I would choose. Okay. Or just play around with the different servers. One way to do it is once you get through all these settings and you start streaming for the first time, if you notice that you have a bunch of dropped frames down here, one thing that you could do is try changing up your ingest server and see if maybe you can get a better result by choosing a different one. Okay. So the next thing you're going to have is what's called a stream key. And this is basically letting the program know like, hey, this is who I am and I'm streaming on Mixer and this is my channel. And so it lets it know what channel to broadcast to. Never, ever share your stream key with anybody. This is very, very important. Unless it's a person you trust, because this stream key, if anybody were to use it, they could basically stream to your channel. They could violate terms of service. It could cause a lot of problems. You don't want that to happen. So make sure you keep your stream key to yourself. So the way you would find your stream key, open up a browser, go to mixer.com, and then in the upper right, make sure you're logged into your account. You'd click on your logo, go to manage channel. Under broadcast, you're going to see this stream setup area. And right here, this is actually your stream key right in this area. I'm not going to show it. Obviously, I don't want you guys to see it. But what you're going to do is you're going to click on this button and that's going to copy your stream key to your clipboard. Go back into OBS, right click and paste. Simple as that. It's easy. Not very, very hard to do. Now Twitch, it's very simple as well. It's just a little bit different to get there. So if you're logged into your account, you're going to go to your dashboard. And then from your dashboard, in the columns on the left, you're going to see what's called channel under settings. You're going to click channel. Under your settings, you're going to scroll down to stream preferences, and then you're going to see this little link here, stream key. Click on that. It's going to do the same thing that Mixer has you do. You're going to copy your stream key, go back to OBS, paste it in your stream settings. Simple as that. Make sure to click apply. Now for the output, there's a couple different ways that you could do this. I think for most of you guys, I would just choose simple. Since you're starting out, just do a simple output mode. I may do a video on advanced later, but I would start with simple. You could choose advanced if you want. Actually, I could do both of them. It's not a big deal. Okay, so your first thing is your video bitrate. All right, so this is basically what the bitrate that you're uploading from your computer up to the web for people to watch your stream. So the higher your bitrate, typically the better the quality. But you also got to factor in a lot of your viewers might be viewing from a console or a mobile device, and a lot of those devices don't have like super high download rates, you know, for internet service. So you got to keep this in mind. So I always find a happy medium if you're starting out, say 2000 to say 3200 for Mixer or Twitch is a great place to start. And also ask for feedback from people in your stream as you get viewers to say, hey, how's the quality? Like, does it look good? You know, and you might be able to play with this a little bit. Maybe if they say, yeah, it looks great, you might be able to test the waters and say like, okay, you know, I want to try 3200 and just see how that works. All right. So video bitrate. Another important note is you could probably do an internet speed test. So go to like Chrome, Google internet speed test, run a speed test and see what your upload is. Okay. Cause you want your upload to make sure that, you're going to have enough upload to stream. So what you could do is run that speed test, and for simple math, like mine is 10 megabyte upload. I would never want to go over 7,500 video bitrate because that's 75% of my upload. So the max that I would ever want to go would be 7,500. And then also keep in mind, the higher your bitrate, the more intensive on your CPU and your GPU, all those things that it's going to factor in where it's going to be harder on your software. But if you've got a really good computer, you really shouldn't have to worry about it. Okay, for encoding options, you have two options. You have software and hardware. Software is going to use your processor. So it's going to be your AMD Ryzen. It's going to be your i5, i7. Those are pretty common processors for people that are wanting to get into streaming. If you got an i3, you probably could make it work. But typically, I would say use software encoding if you're going to be streaming a CPU game, like a computer game that's very low graphics, and you're going to do a single PC for streaming and gaming on. You could do a software. If you're going to do a high intensive like graphic game, I would choose NVEC if you're going to do gaming and streaming on a single PC. And what this does is it takes your graphic card, your graphics basically, and it takes more of the encoding and puts it on your graphics card instead of your CPU. So it kind of balances it a little bit. The video quality isn't as good as if you were to do the X264, but NVEC might work better for you if you're doing a single PC stream. So like, for instance, example, I had a single PC stream and I was streaming Fortnite. So I decided to do NVEC because Fortnite's not super intense with graphics, but I wanted to not strain my processor as much. And I had a GTX 1078 gig graphics card. So I had enough on that graphics card to help process some of that. So for your instance, I'm going to assume that you are a streamer that's using an Elgato or a Ripsaw capture card, and you're capturing a console into your PC. I would just use software. Okay. Keep your audio bitrate at 160. Recording quality, you really don't have to worry about any of this stuff. Just if you want to record videos, you can assign a folder on your computer to record videos too. But for right now, we're just going to focus on the streaming. Now, if you want to do an advanced setup, you can go up to the top and click advanced. You still have your encoder options here. But here you have CBR, which I don't think you have that under simple. You don't. So under advanced, I always use advanced because the CBR option's awesome because it kind of keeps your bit rate closer to where you want to be. It's not fluctuating as much. So I would usually choose CBR, and this is where you can put your bit rate in. So I'm just, for this example, I use 3200. Keyframe intervals. For Mixer, I keep it at 0. Now, Mixer does have different keyframe intervals that they recommend, and I'll post links to those in the video. But for me, I'm going to keep it at 0. CPU usage, I just keep this at very fast. That seems to be a good happy medium for me. So just try that out and see how it works. Now for audio, your sample rate should default to 44.1. Keep it there. Your channel should be stereo. Keep that there. Now your default audio, your desktop audio devices, basically whatever your default audio device is on your computer. So the device that you're hearing your gameplay, your Discord, your Spotify, whatever you hear that out of. So for me, it's my Realtek high definition audio driver. You're going to make sure that's selected under this little sound thing in Windows. And then you're going to also want to make sure that's selected here in OBS. And so this allows your stream to hear your Discord, your game, all those things that are coming in. Okay. Now your mic. So this is the mic I recommend. If you don't have a mic, a good starting mic would be like a Blue Yeti. I think that runs around $100 or so. It's a USB mic that plugs right into your computer. It's got a lot of different pickup patterns and is used by a lot of streamers. Or a Blue Snowball, which is a little bit less quality mic, but still works great. It's also USB plug and play. You don't have to set up any drivers. It's literally one of the easiest mics to use. It's actually what I used when I first started streaming. But whatever mic you're using on your computer to talk into, like say to Discord or whatever your default mic is, that's what you're going to want to make sure your mic here is set up to. So for me, it's the microphone plugged into my line input. So that's basically it for your audio. For basic setup, that's really all you're going to need. Now video, what you're going to want to do is this base canvas should default to 1920 by 1080. Keep that there. Your output, for most of you guys, I would say start with 1280 by 720, especially if you're starting out. You don't need to be streaming at the 1920 by 1080 that everybody wants to stream at. I would just start here. Do that. That's a good place to start. And for most services, even to stream 1920 by 1080, like on Mixer or Twitch, I think you have to be partnered. In Mixer, you have to have a really, really high bit rate that you can stream at. So just start here. Downscale filter will start at 16 samples. Keep that there. And now for your FPS value, I was told to do integer when I first started. They said that this actually works a little bit better. And then it depending on if you want 30 or 60 frames, I always set this based on what I'm playing. So if I'm playing a PC game or a console game that's 60 frames per second, then I set this to 60. If I was playing, say, Destiny 1 or Destiny 2 on a console that's 30 frames per second, I stream at 30 frames per second. So for this case, we're going to set at 30 just because that's, a common place to start. So that's all your video settings. So make sure as you're going through all these tabs too, guys, that you're hitting apply after each one just to make sure your settings are saved. The hotkeys tab, this is something you can set up for your mic or desktop audio. You can start and stop basically you can essentially mute your mic or unmute it to your stream. So like if you're stepping away, like, hey, I'll be right back. You could press a keyboard button and it would mute your mic. Same thing with your desktop audio. I personally use the Elgato Stream Deck. I've seen it as low as $99 on Amazon. I think typical list price is like $149, but it's a great tool if you decide streaming's for you and you want to invest. Highly recommend it because you can set up all these hotkeys through that, puts them all in one little area, and it just makes it really simple. So advanced, I don't really touch anything in here. I just kind of leave it alone. I'm sure that these settings will do more if I were to maybe tweak with them, but I just leave them alone. I don't really need to mess with them. So, but yeah, guys, that's basically it. That's basically how you set up your OBS. That's how you get your stream service set up to be able to broadcast. And I will do another video on how to set up scenes and sources and all that stuff. So if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you got any questions or comments, make sure to list them. I'll try my best to get back, with you guys. I'll also put links to my Discord channel and to my social medias and my Mixer channel as well. If you'd like to stop in and say hi and check my channel out, would be greatly appreciated. So hope this video was valuable, and I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for tuning in, guys.